So let's talk about this idea that your twin flame is your perfect lover, and they might be, actually. That could be true. So there's kind of a couple of main talking points that we're going to address in this video. The first one, I think this is going to make sense to you as soon as I say this. Define perfect, because that's going to mean different things to different people, right? So for them to be your perfect lover, it could be that it's going to be just like chill and calm all the time. And then for other people watching, it's like, no, I want it to be like Jack and Rose from the Titanic movie, or, you know, the Notebook movie. Do you remember the Notebook movie? Like a perfect romance, just intensely passionate, and we just love each other so much, right? That's your idea of a perfect lover. So I just wanted to get that out of the way because it could mean different things to different people. Now, the title of this video is Your Twin Flame is Not Your Perfect Lover. And the reason I picked that one is because most of the time when people buy into the mythology about twin flames, it's the soulmate myth, where your ideal lover is the intensely passionate, like Jack and Rose from the Titanic, or the two people from the Notebook movie, right? That's most people's idea of perfect. But again, there's some of you watching where that's not your idea of perfect. But I just, like I said, I wanted to point out that it's most people, it's going to be this intense romance and passion and stuff like that, right? And that's where the title of this video is going to start making sense to you, because that's generally what you're going to get from the internet, right? About twin flames, which is weird because that's not what it was in the first place. Like when the term twin flames was invented, right? The people at that time understood what it really was, okay? And it's not like soulmates at all. And as a matter of fact, I have a master class where I address that specifically. If you're new here and you want to go check it out, I go into great detail about the soulmate myth and how this is not what the internet tells you it is at all, guys. It's about 40 minutes long. There's a link down in the video description. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, there's a description, up above. There's a link for the master class. And it's absolutely free. So it would behoove you to go watch it, because I'm going to break down the difference between twin flames, which, remember, twin flames are the same soul, right? So I've got these talking points that you see on your screen. We talk about that, and then I contrast it with, well, what really is it like to be with a soulmate, right? So you could say that this video you're watching right now, well, what we're talking about right now is what is it really like to be with your twin? What is that really like? Because again, the internet, they're telling you that it works just like soulmates. So I've got, if you're looking at your screen, I've got a piece of magnesium and a piece of aluminum, right? Or if you're watching in Europe, it's aluminium, right? And now, let's see, I'm going to go down here and mix these up. I'm going to mix them up. And now you don't know which is which. Okay. So now you can't tell the difference. They're both twin flames, right? These are both twin flames. They look the same, so they're both aluminum. Well, you know that they're not. But what if I told you from the get-go that both of these are aluminum? You might believe me because they look the same. But looks aren't everything, guys, because these have different masses. They weigh different amount of weight. They're the same size and they look the same, but they weigh differently. Why? Because they are different. What is it really like when you're with your twin? Well, it's the peaceful type. There's no toxicity, there's no suspicion, there's no running and chasing, right? It's nice. But some people might say that that's boring. Well, it's not boring either. That's an emotion. So again, what does everybody say about twin flames? It's one soul in two bodies, and that's true. That's why the term twin flame was invented in the first place, right? To describe this situation where you meet someone where the both of you are the same soul, and your twin flame triggers this intense spiritual awakening, right? So that's why that term was invented. Now, I don't love the term twin flames, because twin flames, it just sounds like cutesy and romantic-y and endearing, like Jack and Rose from the Titanic movie, right? That's why, like my paid coaching students, I go, all right, well, let's call it SI, simultaneous incarnations, or your twin flame is your other self, because the soul is the true self, right? Remember, body, mind, soul. Who are you beyond the body and mind? A soul, right? So that's the true self. And the true self is spiritual. It's not emotional. It's not thinking. That's the mind. Body, mind, soul. And again, you know, the core of genuine spiritualism, of traditional Zen spiritualism, is that you are not the mind, right? So Buddha, Jesus, Paramahansa Yogananda, Eckhart Tolle, Ram Dass, the great masters, plus, you know, tens of millions of people who have found the truth of spiritualism, which is that you are consciousness. And consciousness is not thinking, it's not emotional, right? The first chapter of Eckhart Tolle's book here is called You Are Not Your Mind. You are not your mind, right? That's the first chapter. And that's just, I mean, that's just what it is. That's the soul. That's spiritual. It's beyond thought and emotion. Whereas most humans, we believe ourselves to be this mental character, right? Like if I was to walk up to you on the street and go, hi, nice to meet you. Tell me about yourself. You would tell me a story. You would give me like a history of who you are. You would tell me about your life situation, your career, maybe places that you've traveled, hobbies, who your friends are, stuff like that, right? And that's all a conceptual and emotional identity. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just what that is. But that's the mask that we wear when we come down here into density, right? So in many Zen circles, again, genuine spiritualism, right? Not the kind of pop culture stuff on the internet, not that stuff, but real spiritualism, they're going to call this mask Maya sometimes, right? Or you could just call it the ego mind, the personality. And that's who we believe ourselves to be. But who you really are is beyond that. And you don't think your way there. And by the way, I've got a lot of videos about that. If this is your first time watching any of my YouTube videos, again, there's the master class down below. I will definitely explain the soul. And then there's also on my YouTube channel, there's a playlist called The True Twin Flame Teachings. The True Twin Flame Teachings. There's lots of videos in there. Every question that you can think of about twin flames. I've probably done 2 or 3 videos about it, right? So go check that out. Free resources. But that's the thing with your twin flame, guys, is it's spiritual. It's beyond the mental and emotional self. It's peace. It's being. It's this deeper oneness. And it's not, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel bad. It doesn't hurt. It's not bad. It's not negative. But it's not technically positive either. It's neither of those. It's the one. It's the oneness. That's what the word union really means, by the way. I've made videos about that too. But that's what it's like with your twin. Okay? They're not really your perfect lover. It's not Jack and Rose from the Titanic. It's not emotional, it's spiritual, and it's not boring. It's not pleasure and it's not pain. It's not duality. The mind is duality. The universe is duality. The soul is one. It's not two. Two is dual, duality. Pain, pleasure, duality. Good, bad, duality. It's not duality. It's the one. It's the being. It's Zen. It's intense peace. Right? It's just chill with your twin. And again, there's no suspicion, there's no running and chasing, there's no more toxicity. When you get to the end, right? What it's really like to be with them permanently. So that's what this is all about. The soul. It's all about the soul. All right, guys. I'll see you later.